to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Sri Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Acharya and all glories to the devotees of Lord Gauranga. So in today's class, I will be talking a few things about the nectar drops about Lord Nityananda Mahaprabhu. And yesterday we had a wonderful class by Pandit Srivas Prabhu. I don't know. After that giving a class, I was a bit scared because he covered everything. I do my best to say something about Lord Nityananda, what I know. I will be talking about the pastimes of Lord Nityananda and the philosophy of Lord Chaitanya, how we can connect this to Lord Krishna's philosophy or teachings in Bhagavad Gita, and then what do we learn from this pastime. And yesterday one of the questions by Pandit Srivas Prabhu was that what do you know about Lord Nityananda? You all shared your realizations, who he is. But Lord Nityananda stands for eternally blissful. Nitya means eternal, not permanent, eternally. Ananda means really blissful. And we also know that he is none other than incarnation of Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram is none other than expansion of Lord Krishna. That is his first expansion. His pleasure potential expansion is Radharani. There is no difference between Lord Balaram and Lord Krishna. They are the same. Balaram has all opulences that Krishna has, and he has gopis like Krishna has. All potencies he has. But there are two differences between them, Krishna and Balaram. Those are, one is in color complexion. Balaram is white in color, and Krishna is bluish black, something like that. And the other one is that Balaram extends service to Krishna, and Krishna receives service from him. These two are the differences between Lord Balaram and Lord Krishna, and there is no difference other than these two. So wherever Lord Krishna goes there, Balaram expands his form, and he is available to him to serve him all the time. So whenever we go Dhama or some other places where Lord Krishna is there, that Dham is nothing but the expansion of Lord Balaram. So when you are walking in those holy places, you have to maintain some austerities because you are walking on Lord Balaram itself. So when Lord Krishna appears, Balaram also appears along with him. And Balaram is so merciful than Lord Krishna himself. Some devotees shared their realizations yesterday's class. How merciful he is in the sense I share one example, then I go to the topic of today's class about Lord Nityananda. When Sanatana Goswami, he lived in Vrindavan, he was circumambulating Govardhan Hill every day. He did it until he leaves the planet. When he got older, 90 plus years, it was becoming very, very tough for him to circumambulate that 12 or 14 miles radius Govardhan Hill. So Balaram was so merciful. When he was doing circumambulation, he was contracting the size of the Govardhan Hill. That way he can finish it really fast. But Rupa Goswami got a doubt. Sanatana Goswami got a doubt. How am I able to do this so fast? It is take this much time for me, but I did it really fast. Probably I didn't do it right. Let me do it again. That's what he was doing it. Finally, Lord Krishna told him that you don't have to circumambulate it. He gave a Govardhan Sila, asked him to circumambulate that one instead of going around the Govardhan Hill. So that is how merciful he is towards the devotees of the Lord. He is more merciful than Lord Krishna himself. And then Lord Balaram, I said, he always accompanies Krishna, and they perform a lot of leelas in Vrindavan. And one of the leelas is that killing all the demons. Krishna killed so many demons, and Balaram also killed so many demons. The only difference between these two is the demons that killed by Balaram represents, both are the anarthas we have in ourselves. The demons represent the anarthas we have in ourselves. But the demons that killed by Lord Krishna tell that Krishna only have to remove them as impediments from our devotional process. But the ones that were killed by Lord Balaram says that there should be some endeavor from our side towards Krishna. Then only Balaram also will help us to clear those impediments and advance in our devotional service. And yesterday we heard that appearance of Lord Nityananda. Where did he appear? He appeared in a place called ISKCON in Bengal to the parents of Pandit Hazarai and Padmavati Devi. And this place ISKCON has some importance in the history. It is almost close to the border of Bihar and West Bengal. Does anyone remember the pastime of this Ekachakra? It is in other scriptures also. One important pastime was performed at this place in the while Lord Krishna was on this planet. Any idea what this place is? Ekachakra? It's a common place and we all know that probably. We just need some hint for this one. It is in Mahabharata. It's a place like where Pandavas, after the Lakgruha incident, they went there and they were hiding there, they were residing there, where Bhima killed Bakasura. So that is the importance of this place. So when Lord Chaitanya appeared, and it was on the 13th day of the bright fortnight of the month of Magha, and Lord Nityananda is almost like a companion of Lord Chaitanya all the time. And whenever we say that like Lord Chaitanya, we don't say him by himself, we always say Nitai Gauranga or Gaur Nitai, something like that. We always go by their names together. Lord Chaitanya is almost all pastimes of the Lord. When he was here as Lord Ram, he was with him like Lakshman. When he was with like Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Jagannath, Baladev represents Lord Balaram. When he was with Lord Krishna, Balaram itself is therefore Lord Balaram. When he appeared Lord Nityananda, he was always enacting all the plays of Lord Krishna or all his pastimes in his childhood plays. One time he was so involved in that in such a way that like he was not just acting on the stage, he was really connecting back to all the leelas that he performed when he was on the planet. Acharya says that like one day when he was playing the role of Lakshman, and he got really unconscious because that's how in Ramayana like Lakshman also got unconscious. He just fell down on the stage. He was not getting up. Parents were surprised what happened to him, why he's not getting up. Actually like Hanuman has to bring the Sanjeevani for him to wake him up. Such was his deep involvement while he was reflecting on the leelas that happened in his previous lifetimes. I mean, when he was here with Lord Krishna earlier. So he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the age of 32. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was 20 years old. That was the first union of these two personalities that happened. And this is the place where they meet. And then like they almost accompanied together throughout the Chaitanya Leela. And then and after that, like after 20 years, his role as And actually he accompanied Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to help him in his yajna called Sankirtan Yajna, to accompany him to spread the glories of the holy name. And one of his pastimes, the thing that he also so merciful to his devotees. And one of the incidents that we discussed yesterday was how he blessed the two drunkards, Jagai and Madai. And Jagai and Madai actually they insulted, they came to the extent of even beating Lord Nityananda. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to punish them, but he interfered not to punish them. He was so merciful towards them. And His Grace, Pandit Srivas Prabhu was telling about this. Why did he do that? Why did Lord Chaitanya, why did Nityananda Prabhu showed mercy on these two personalities? They were drunkards. What was the reason behind that? He said that like if he was able to elevate those drunkards, those fallen souls, it is very easier for others to feel that like we can also get elevated in our devotional service. That is something I can correlate with Prabhupada. Sorry, it's here. And in the process, like Lord Chaitanya exhibited some anger, he wanted to kill those Jagai and Madai because they hurt Lord Nityananda. Both were in the form of devotees. Devotees are more merciful than the Lord. And why did Lord Chaitanya exhibit anger towards these two drunkards, Jagai and Madai? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that like, Tanadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Saishna, that is one of his instructions to us in his Chaitanya Shastaka. He says that like we should be humbler than the grass and more tolerant than the tree. This is one of the instructions that we get from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have to tolerate all the insults that we come across in our life, and also should be humble, we should be tolerant. When this happened to Nityananda Prabhu, why did he get anger? This is the question that comes to most of us. Why did he exhibit it? So the thing is that, the point is that like one should be ready to tolerate all insults to one's own self. But when Krishna or his devotee is blasphemed, the genuine devotee becomes angry and acts like fire against the offenders. This is what one should do. Couple of things we have to keep in mind. When someone is blaspheming a devotee or the Lord, we have two options. If you are strong enough, we have to fight with them. If you are not, you have to leave the place. But we shouldn't be watching it. If we take instance in Ramayana, when Mother Sita was being abducted by Ravana, Jatayu, a bird, fought with Ravana. And to the best of its ability, and it gave its life to save her from Ravana. If we are not that strong enough, we don't have to really to go to that extent. We just have to leave the place. That's what we see when Draupadi was being disrobed. And Vidura left the place. He was not able to stop it. He left the place. And some people like who are able to stop, they didn't interfere it. They didn't leave the place, and they paid for this during the Mahabharata battle. So we have two options: either fight with them when someone is blaspheming. If not, just leave the place. Don't be there as a silent spectator. It means that like you are indirectly supporting the activity of that person who is doing that. That's what we learn from this one. And I want to correlate this to Srila Prabhupada, the Jagai, Madai and Nityananda. When he came here, Prabhupada's association was with the hippies first. They are pretty much similar to the consciousness of Jagai and Madai. There was no difference between Jagai and Madai and their consciousness. So Prabhupada made them from hippies to happies. And some questions are like, why did Prabhupada talk to these like hippies? Why didn't go to Harvard or MIT to teach this philosophy of Krishna consciousness? Yes, Prabhupada could have done that. If he had done that, okay, maybe this philosophy is for the intellectuals, not for anyone else. So many people might refrain from taking this philosophy. If he does that, so okay, even the drunkards, even these people are getting benefited from this, let me try. So that kind of consciousness might come in the intellectual field also, so they are likely to adopt this philosophy. That was one of the reasons why Prabhupada started his philosophy, his preaching this Krishna consciousness when he came here. And we also know that like Lord Nityananda Prabhu, he is in the mode of opulence. He wanted to exhibit his opulences. And he always wears this blue dhoti. That is one of the characteristics that we have. We can recognize from that. And second one is that he puts all the ornaments, and he also like influences all the devotees who goes with him. There's one interesting pastime that happened with him when he was in Bengal. This is a very interesting story. Someone can read this.
One day.
Okay.
A greedy gang of thieves. One day the thieves spied Nityananda Prabhu and saw that the Lord wore golden bracelets, armlets, and earrings set with pearls. Necklaces made of gold, coral, jewels, and pearls adorned his beautiful body. Enchanted by such dazzling splendor, the thief craved the Lord's wealth. The thieves decided to wait a few hours and approached the house later, when they presumed the Lord would be asleep. In the meantime, they dreamed of the wealth they expected to attain, each claiming a different ornament as his own. When the thieves approached Hiranya Pandita's house, they saw the fierce giant soldiers guarding the four directions and loudly chanting the holy names of the Lord. The thieves observed that each soldier wielded many weapons and was powerful enough to kill 100 people in an instant. Utterly mystified, they quickly left the vicinity and sat down together to discuss this strange sight. After 10 days, the thieves gathered together for a third time. As soon as they approached Hiranya Pandita's house, they went blind, which seems appropriate when one considers that they were already spiritually blind. Then Indra, the king of the demigods, sent a fierce storm with heavy rains, lightning and sharp hailstones, and the thieves shivered with extreme cold.
Yeah, then this how their heart has been changed after that. Suddenly in the mode of this terrifying storm. Yeah, you can continue. Sure.
A change of heart. Suddenly in the midst of this terrifying storm, the leader of the thief experienced a change of heart. He understood that Nityananda Prabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and regretted his plans to harm him. He prayed for forgiveness and took complete shelter for the Lord's lotus feet.
Yeah, this is the one of the, thank you for reading that. And this is one of the pastimes that Lord Chaitanya performed. The earlier one, the Jagai Madai, he liberated those two drunkards and the thieves also. He is so merciful about it. He always accompanied Lord Chaitanya. We cannot receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without the mercy of Lord Nityananda. So Lord Nityananda is Lord Nityananda Prabhu, in his role as the original spiritual master, was instrumental in spreading the Yuga Dharma of Sankirtan all over Gaudiya Desh, like Bengal and Orissa. And then, why his incarnation matters today. It is some of the summary of the yesterday's class. Maybe someone can read this.
Why his incarnation matters today.
Yeah.
In a world filled with uncertainty, his life offers a timeless message. Spiritual life is not about perfection, it is about sincerity. Divine grace is available to everyone. Love and forgiveness are more powerful than judgment. Chanting the holy names can transform the heart. Nityananda Prabhu's incarnations remind us that the divine is not distant or demanding. It is loving, accessible, and overflowing with mercy.
This is summary of some of them. We had some discussions yesterday. I heard the class and I made this slide. This is just my take from the class, and some of the questions were also answered in this slide. And one thing is that remind us that he's not distinct or demanding. It is just a loving. It is loving, accessible, and overflowing with mercy. So chant the holy names that can transform the heart. That's what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. This Tranadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Taishnana Amanena Manadena Kirtaneya Sadahari. Kirtaneya Sadahari means always chant the glories of the Lord. Krishna also gave similar kind of instruction in the Bhagavad Gita. Do you remember what is that? We can correlate that to
Satatam Kirtayanto.
Yes, Lord, yeah. He also said that Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Etatam Tasya Dadavrata. So there is no difference between these two instructions, what Krishna said in Gita and what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Kirtanaya Sadahari and Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. There is no difference between those two. But if you look at Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, Krishna did not stop it there. He reiterated this throughout Bhagavad Gita frequently. He said that several times. The glorious purity of Krishna Bhakti. This paragraph is from the article that my wife wrote back to Godhead magazine. This is accepted for it. It is in press now. It will come in the May-June issue of Back to Godhead. Where someone can read this, how Krishna is reiterated about that in Gita starting from 9th chapter onwards. Yeah, he says that in 9.34 that Lord offers a deeply personal instruction. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, and worship me being completely absorbed in me. Surely you will come to me. Then he says that later that in chapter 10 verse 10, he assures those who are constantly devoted in serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. And he further declares in 11th chapter verse 55 that one who engages in his pure devotional service is most dear to him. And in 12th chapter it says that just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always, without doubt. Finally, he says in 18.65, it is closely mirroring to the verse 9.34. He promises, always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. You will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. So he said that Satatam Kirtayanto Mam in 9th chapter and frequently reiterated throughout Bhagavad Gita saying that you have to think of me, you have to become my devotee, you have to do all these things for me, then only you are sure to come to me at the end because you are very close to me, you are my dear friend. Always remember me is one of the instructions that Krishna gave in Bhagavad Gita. That's what this Hare Krishna Mahamantra also says that we can fulfill that by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So there is no difference between Krishna and this Mahamantra. Krishna states this in Bhagavad Gita chapter 10 when he was describing his opulences, all the sacrifices and the chanting of the holy name. So there is no difference between Krishna and the holy name. So when you are chanting this holy name, you are also chanting the name of, still chanting the name of the Krishna, but what Krishna says that I am the chanting of the holy names. And then he says that like the chanting that we do, it is not a kind of artificial imposition on the mind. It's not that like something we are forcefully imposing on us. That is naturally hidden in that one, is inherent in us, but the only thing is that like we have to revive it. Like iron gets attracted to magnet, similarly we also get attracted to that one. But the only difference is that like if the iron is covered by rust or something, it loses that property to get attracted by the magnet. That should be rubbed off. Then only the property of getting attracted towards the magnet, automatically that comes back. Same is the case here. We are hidden or covered by some of the anarthas and some other things. But when you chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, all those anarthas will be get cleansed, and then we naturally get attracted towards Krishna. That's what it says in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Satya Kabunaya Sravanidhi Suddha Siddhe Karaye Udaya. Pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of living entities. It is not something to be gained from another source. So it's not something that like we get from another source. Love is inherently within us. And when the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, this love naturally awakens. Chanting is nothing but purifying our heart, and purified by hearing and chanting, our hearts get purified, then naturally we get attracted to Krishna. So we should not waste our time. It says that like the only lasting relationship we have are with the Lord and His devotees. Any other relationship that we have in the material world, they are all transient. They end at some point, no matter what. It's going to stop at some point, but the relation with Krishna and His devotees is eternal. Life after life, we have to associate with the Lord and with His devotees. That is eternal thing. All other things are transient, they go with time. And with or without us, everything else will proceed as usual. It goes just like that. One American great philosopher said that like if you think that like you are really a great person, you are doing very important things, the world really needs you, go and spend some time in cemetery or a graveyard. The people who were laid to rest there, they were even more busier than you, they did greater contributions. Without them, the world is going on. Same is the case with you also. Either with you or without you, the world goes. So one thing we need to keep in mind that is that like later we have to focus on the Lord, who gave the life to us. He says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 14 that like I am the seed giving Father. And later he says that like I take those things away from you. So he is giving it to us and also he is taking it from us. And then what we need to understand is that like whatever our life journey may be, we only need to accept his teachings and follow the prescribed process. Thus, we have to perfect our life, which is not easy to obtain again. Once we lose this chance, we don't know how our next life is going to be. So we have to be really careful about it. So then we said that like we cannot approach the Lord directly. We have to go through Lord Nityananda or to Guru. So how to approach Lord Nityananda? Here it is said, Adhama Parama Mahi Jana Jivadhama More Icha Hoya Pana Chaitanya Charana. This is what Brajnath Goswami says in Chaitanya Charitamrita. When you are approaching we should approach like this. I am the lowest of men, the most sinful, fallen, and condemned. Nevertheless, I desire to attain the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All the great devotees, they feel like that. Even Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita, he also felt that like I am most fallen. If you go through some of the poems written by great acharyas and Vaishnava Padyavali or something, they always say that like I am fallen, I am this, I am that. Are they really fallen? Why do they say that? This is what Brajnath Goswami says while approaching Nityananda. He approaches Lord Chaitanya through Nityananda. He is saying that like I am most fallen. He is one of the Goswamis. He is in the Leela of Lord Chaitanya. But he is saying that like I am most fallen. Why do they say that? Why great devotees? They're devotees. If they say they are fallen, what about us? There should be some reason for that, why they say that.
Set an example.
Yeah, these are some of the reasons. They are not telling lies, they are not lying to us. They say we have fallen, if someone can read that.
Why they really fallen is they are thinking. Why do they say that? So they are not telling lies. They feel like that. They could be reflecting on sins accidentally committed, like stepping on ants, for instance.
Yeah, they feel like that. They feel really low. Once you elevate yours to go to, in our devotional service, we realize how low we are. This is another point. Like the main point is that as we advance, we realize that how fallen we really are compared to great devotees. This comes from naturally with honesty. Someone can read this one. You volunteer.
The highest sense of sin would be anything not done for Krishna's pleasure, or moments of not remembering or thinking of him.
That's what they feel it. If they think that we wasted time without thinking Krishna, and they feel that I did something that did not feel Krishna, they feel that we are fallen. That is their level of consciousness. This is another thing.
So their definition of most fallen is if one forgets to remember the Lord even for a moment, they consider themselves as most lost and call that sin.
That is the reason why they say that they are fallen, they are so low in their devotional ways. So Vaishnavas are always humble, and this is how they express it. And finally, so let us evaluate ourselves. Where do we stand in expressing our humbleness? The great souls feel like that. Where do we stand in evaluating how humble we are? And then Lord Nityananda, he is the presence of Lord Nityananda Prabhu is always felt in the presence of one's own Guru. This is one of the instructions. Everyone keep in mind that if you have a spiritual master, we have to keep this in mind. And for the Guru is considered to be the living manifestation of Nityananda Prabhu's love and mercy. So that's what we see. I shared a couple of my experiences with my Guru Maharaj, personal experiences too, and there are a lot of Brajas here too. One of the things was that after initiation, I was just having some gathering, talking to him. Usually we ask for some instructions, what instruction he can give to us. We are spiritual masters. I was a bit hesitant to ask him. The reason was that probably I might not stick to that, or I might not implement that instruction. Or I was just contemplating what to do, what not to do, shall I ask him or not, or something like that. His question was that if you are not sure that whether you take my instruction or not, do what pleases me and Krishna. Maybe he read my mind, that was his instruction. He said that you don't have to become an ornament to me, but don't become a scare.
Don't become?
Scare, the scares.
Scars.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't hurt.
Yeah. It's you don't have to be an ornament to me, don't have to be a scar. And second thing was that I met him after a year. He came to Denver temple where we have been from, and we had having a gathering with the devotees, and we didn't get a chance to serve him. Maharaj was there, all devotees were there. We had a personal meeting with them, and I got a question that do I really love him? Do I have any love towards my spiritual master? Was that the reason why I was not getting any service to do him? I was just thinking and just standing somewhere there, all devotees were talking to him, and temple devotees and the senior devotees all were talking. We were just standing somewhere there. Probably I don't love my spiritual master, because of that maybe I didn't have love. He doesn't love me at all. But I was kind of just thinking, and I didn't express to anyone. That was the doubt I was having. But after that, we had a lunch prasadam, and we had some devotees meeting. It's kind of confidential, close meeting with all his disciples. He said that whether you love me or I didn't ask him. It was just the feeling I had in my mind. whether you love me or not, I still love you. That was the answer I got. He said that in a meeting, like I was just talking to all the devotees. He said that, oh, my question was answered. Next day when I went to the temple, I was just standing somewhere behind, like, by the Prabhupada's murti there. And one devotee came, Prabhu, go and garland Maharaj. I was not expecting that. That's how like Guru reciprocates to us. He is the one who empowers us in our devotional service. Without his mercy, without this thing, we cannot make any progress. So that with his mercy, that's what we have been doing it. So whatever services we are doing at Denver Krishna Temple, what service doing it, writing articles and all those things, Saturday and Sunday services, all are his mercy. Without his mercy, we are not able to accomplish what we are doing it now. There were instances that like we usually write articles to Back to Godhead magazine. There were some instances that like I did not get a thought for 3 months, 4 months even to write one article. Then I was really begging him that like ask me why, what is the reason why I'm not getting any idea, any something to write it. I'm trying to please you, I'm trying to please you by writing for Krishna, but why there's no thought, did I commit any offense or did I become tired, did a false ego came because I've been writing it? This kind of things I was just contemplating on that. And finally, like sometimes the thoughts come just like that. But then how it comes, I don't take any credit for what we have been writing it. It comes just like that, is his mercy. And after reading it, if you read that like, oh okay, did I write this one really? I doubt myself. That is his mercy, that is how Lord Nityananda Prabhu, that's how Guru reciprocates to our efforts to reach them or to please them. This is in brief about Lord Nityananda. I think I didn't say anything wrong. If I have said anything wrong, please forgive me. This is in brief about all glories to the appearance day of Lord Nityananda. Sorry, it was really fast and there was some technical issue at the beginning.
So why do we always we hear about Lord Krishna and about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu still, but we don't really hear about Nityananda Prabhu. We don't hear about Lord Balram extensively.
Yes, Prabhu, yeah. It is actually Guru Tattva once, go to that level. I mean, like, maybe we don't discuss this elaborately in public other than some of the pastimes of Lord Krishna. And in private circles, yes, especially Bhagavatam classes in the morning, we discuss about Lord Nityananda and also Lord Balram, but not like regular Sunday feast classes. Sunday feast classes, they keep it pretty much like at surface level to address all the audience. When it comes to devotees, yeah, we do discuss about Nityananda and also Lord Balram in depth. Sure, Prabhu. So that is in brief. I made some attempt to present some of the things. If you
Anyone have questions?
I mean, like, how did the flow go? Like, did you feel any connection? What I said between Gita and what like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, and the role of Lord Nityananda, role of Guru in our life, and who Lord Balram is and who Lord Nityananda is.
Mercy on the drums.
Yeah.
Please feel free to ask any question related to Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
I was really feeling intrigued about the spiritual master connection. So you're saying that
Yes, right.
Nityananda Mahaprabhu is representation, spiritual master is representation of him. So how do you establish that connection that this is going to be my spiritual master? You hear them, you hear from them, and and maybe you interact with them. Is that how it is, or does Krishna inspire you from?
Krishna inspires Prabhu. If you have the desire to go to find it, this is a kind of cyclic process. Krishna helps you to find a Guru, and Guru helps you to go to Krishna. So that's how the process goes. The thing is that like if you have sincere desire, you have to really beg to Krishna. Just like who is my spiritual master? He will reveal that to you either in a dream. Somehow or other, he will make an arrangement that like you will meet Guru. For example, if you take Guru Maharaj, he did not know like who Guru. He didn't have any idea. He was just going to forest to meditate on Lord Narayan. Then Krishna made arrangement. He came to know that his will, and he sent Narad Muni to instruct him. That's why like, he meditated. Like, he gave the 12 mantra, the Trayodashi mantra meditation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. By meditating on that, like within 6 months, he was able to see the Lord one-to-one. Yes. So to progress in devotional service, it depends on mainly 3 things. The mantra we chant, our faith on that one, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra we chant, and the person who gave it to us, the Guru Maharaj. If you don't have faith on Guru Maharaj, just chant only on mantra, it doesn't work. If you have faith on Guru Maharaj, just don't no faith on mantra that we chant, we don't make that much progress. If you have faith on these 2, we will definitely make a progress. Guru's arrangement is just Krishna's mercy, it's nothing is in our hands. It took a while for us to meet His Holiness Radhanath Swami. There are so many instances we tried to meet him, we did not meet him. Almost like it took more than a decade for us to see him in person. But you have to have a desire somehow or other it comes.
So is there a significance that whenever in all of his avatars there is Balaram or Lakshman and Nityananda or Nityananda? So is there a significance to that about spiritual master connection? Like how do we understand Lord Nityananda's appearance in all these different avatars?
Well, they are eternal from Lord Nityananda, Chaitanya, Krishna and Balaram. The first expansion of Lord Krishna is Balaram itself. So he is the eternal companion with him all the time.
So in every incarnation then,
Yeah,
Lord Balaram will be there.
yes, Prabhupada. All this paraphernalia that we are using in devotional service, nothing but Lord Balaram. Mridanga is Lord Balaram. The expansion of Lord Balaram. Everything, whatever we use in his service. So we have to be, that's what, like when we visit holy places. Earlier, like they were asking us to walk barefoot, they won't allow us to wear shoe or chappal when you go to holy places. Because that's nothing but expansion of Balaram, we're physically, literally walking on Lord Balaram.
Anyone? We good?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you, Brajnath Prabhu. I will thank Prabhuji by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Next we'll have a bhajan on Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So Acharya Prabhu will sing it with project, and then we'll have Aarti and followed by Mahaprasada.
We have a cake cutting.
We'll have a cake cutting as well. As we are celebrating the occurrence day of Lord Nityananda, so we'll have cake cutting as well. Thank you.
Hari Hari. Hare Krishna. So we're going to sing a bhajan that's glorifying Lord Nityananda. I'm sure, well, I believe many of us are hearing about Lord Nityananda for the first time.